My friend I met at boot camp in Denton, Texas, in the Dallas area back in October, Miss Liza King and her wonderful husband. Um, and they were there, and she's a realtor in the San Antonio area, which is my hometown. And I graduated there and was born there. And I never saw the Alamo or the Riverwalk until after I got married and moved to Houston and went there for a visit. And I'm thinking, wow, I missed out on so much. But we can probably all say that, right? We live in places that we don't go and see all the things, you know? But
True.
Miss Lisa is here today, and she is who I chose to interview today, which each Friday I try to interview someone else to tell their testimony to wellness and wealth.
Yep.
So, Ms. Liza, tell us how long you've been a realtor and what got you to Marketplace Global, why, and what it's done for you. Take the show, girl.
Thank you. So, like Terry said, my name's Liza King, and I live in San Antonio. I was born and raised here for most of my life. I did move to Laredo, Texas for a while, and but I've been back here for 26 years, and I've been a realtor for 23 years. And yeah, so last year I did a couple of changes. I knew there was something going on at my previous broker's office, but I didn't exactly know what it was, but I was feeling it. And I started feeling very anxious. I couldn't sleep, but I couldn't figure out why. I just thought it's hormones. So I went to go see my doctor, and I have a female doctor. She's also holistic because, I don't like to do medication unless it's the absolutely necessary. So I went to go see her, and I told her that I was waking up at night, that I had a lot of anxiety. Um, my hormones were all out of whack, and I wasn't regular. And my husband likes to say that I was full of blank, which was true. And so she gave me some anxiety pills, anxiety, which I didn't like, but I said, well, I'm going to try it. And she says, in 2 weeks, you should be feeling better. And I thought, God, I don't know, I didn't even want to be on it for 2 days, much less 2 weeks. So I came home, and she said, we're going to have to probably look at your hormone panel because it's out of whack. And we might have to put you on hormone replacement therapy, which is another thing that I didn't want to do because if you remember a couple of years ago, there was a lot of, I guess, information about people getting cancer because of those hormone therapy replacements. And I just didn't want to be on it. So anyway, I was on the anxiety medication for about 5 days. I didn't really feel any different. And I was talking to my friend Leanna, who's your friend also, and she was telling me about this company, that MPG, that she found, and that she was taking what she called miracle drops. And there you go, the fix. And I thought, yeah, whatever, miracle drops. Being a holistic health coach also for the past 12, 13 years, I like to promote natural organic stuff. And that's why I was so adamant about being on the anxiety medication. I just didn't like it. And I always react to medication, to be honest with you. And so she was telling me about these drops. And I said, well, what do they do? Can they cure my anxiety? She says, no, they don't cure anything, but look up vagus nerve and see what the vagus nerve, is in charge of in our body. And so I was blown away to find out that it controls over 1,100 functions from our brain, from our cells, digestive system, heart, blood pressure, anxiety, also cognitive. And I thought, I need this. And if it's as good as she says it is, it might do something. Well, fast forward, I knew that she had been very, very ill for a long time. And these drops were helping her get off of all her medications, which at that time she was taking 12. And I was just blown away. I just couldn't understand. I prayed and prayed and prayed. And so I got online and I said, okay, what's the least expensive way because for me to get these? She says, become a distributor. And I go, I don't want to sell. I just want to get well. And she says, you can do both. You can just, let's get you well, and then you can decide. And I said, great. I got on the drops, Terry, and I kid you not, maybe about 4 or 5 days after, I wake up one morning and my husband was already walking around. And I look at him and I go, what time is it? And he says, it's 6:30. And I was like, I slept all night. I want to cry. I was like so excited. And so about a month after that, I noticed, and he noticed that I was much more calm. I wasn't as anxious. And I started going to the bathroom. I know we don't want to talk about poop, but like I said, he usually called me like I was full of it because it would take days. And I go twice a day now. I'm just beyond thrilled and happy. And so I called Leah and I said, okay, what the heck are these drops? So they don't cure anything. I do think that she's right that they are miracle drops. And she explained to me that it's from matured hops, but it's not the same hops that people think is in beer. It's 3 bitter acids and pure water. And the reason it's so natural and organic is because the ground that they come from in New Zealand, Market Global owns that. And they don't send it out to third party, to manufacture or anything because they don't have to. It's pure. They bottle it and they're the ones that distribute it. And they're the only ones that have the patent pending, period.
Right.
And on top of that, when she told me that it was a Christian company, and I said, I'm in 100%. So fast forward to, the other thing that I noticed the other day, which I didn't even know that it had helped me until she mentioned, or somebody mentioned floaters in your eyes. And I said, wait, and I look and I go, I don't have any. They're gone. I said, wow, this really is amazing.
Right. That's why I say make a list before your product gets there. Make a list of all the things that's wrong because you'll be amazed that you forget that,
Yeah,
I don't have the ringing in my ears anymore. Oh, I'm not fidgeting my feet anymore and all the things.
exactly.
Because you'll forget until you hear somebody else's testimony and you go, you know. So again, how long have you been on the drops? And your husband also came in on board as well?
Yes, so I started them last May.
Okay.
And then James, my husband, he was complaining about his blood pressure. It was getting pretty high. And he says, I don't want to be on medication. I don't want to be on medication. So he says it's the machine because we had like a wrist one. And I said, okay, let me order a better one. So we ordered it and I would take mine and it was, normal 120 over 80. And he would take his and it was like 150, 160 over something. And I said, that's pretty high. You need to go to the doctor. And he goes, no, they're going to put me on statins. They're going to put me on this. I don't want to be on it. And I said, why don't you try taking my drops? He says, okay. I said, but don't order them from me. Why don't you jump on and get your own? And you can be a distributor and you can be under me because when we went in October to boot camp, I didn't do this for a business originally, of course. I did it for my health and for his health. But after going to boot camp and seeing people that are making wonderful second incomes, and some of them are even that's their primary. I mean, they're supplementing their whole income. I'm like, I need to start doing this. And not because so much as a business, although the money's going to come, but because as a health coach, I want to help people. I mean, this is something that everybody should know about if they're struggling with anxiety, cognitive issues, high blood pressure, floaters, not being regular. Even I know that we have 2 people that are on it that have even Parkinson's. And I noticed that they said that their tremors have subsided. They went to their doctor. All their things were great and normalized. And even the doctor said, okay, what are you doing?
Right.
So I think everybody has a vagus nerve, and we just didn't know what it did.
Yes.
And I guess Dr. Bowers, who's part of our group now and did the research papers, I love the way he explained it. It's like when you go hear a symphony and they're all, you know, stop it, Leanna. I see her comment. She's gonna make me cry. um, you know, they're all tuning their instruments and they
Yes.
sound horrible, right? Until the conductor comes in and he waves his wand and like, oh, it's just perfect harmony.
Yes.
He explained that's how the vagus nerve is, because
Yes.
it might be out of whack, so everything else is out of whack, and here comes the drops fix, and it's a harmony. It starts
Yes.
getting everything into harmony. And I thought, what a great way to explain it.
Right. Well, I know that the Marketplace Global is only like 3.5 years old, and this Miracle Drops just launched June 15th of 24, which happened to be
Mhm.
my birthday. So I say the Lord has a sense of humor
Yeah.
because it was on my birthday. And there's just been other things that shows confirmation. Number one, it's a godly company, and he promises to never change anything like some
Yeah.
companies out there that
Yep.
was a network marketing and then they switched
Yep.
over to affiliate only.
Yep.
But he promises to never change anything. The people are amazing, and this event was not all the hype like other network
No.
marketing. It was truly amazing. It was about us. They made it about us to be a better person and to feel good about what we do. So it's amazing to feel good about what we put in our body with no side effects to any medication, shots, or anything. Has
Exactly.
none.
Yeah.
None. Scientifically proven. If you want the science, comment science. Also, let me say this. Anybody that's on here, if you sprinkle this out, which means, that S button down there, uh, or if you tag a friend, as many as you want, you will go on the spin the wheel, which I will do after this. I will
Nice.
do a spin the wheel, I will video it, and I will post it in the comments. The winner for a $100 travel card, which is where you can use when you book a rent-a-car, a cruise, um, or lodging, a hotel or whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
it doesn't. You can't use it on airfare, but you can use it on all the other travel things. So that's $100 for one winner today for doing those things to get this out there. Because look, yes, it's a business. Okay, it pays to share and to make a difference in people's lives. But what I have to say is it's a ministry.
Yeah.
It's a ministry more than anything because too many people are out there struggling and they're getting a medication to treat a symptom when I can
Yeah.
tell you with side effects. I also had a hysterectomy when I was in my 20s, and I will not take the hormone
Yeah.
replacement
Mm-mm.
pills because of the side effects.
Exactly.
Um, and I have family members that have done the same thing. They will not take it. I'm almost, what am I? I'm almost 66, 66 almost, and I am not on any prescription
That's
meds.
awesome. Well, you look awesome, Terry.
So
And
thank
I
you.
want to mention that a lot of people, you know, they Google stuff and there's so much misinformation out there. I had somebody say, well, I could do the same thing, activate my vagus nerve in a cold plunge. Well, yeah, but because what happens is that when your body shivers, it does activate the vagus nerve, but for a very short period of time. Cold plunge in 20-degree weather? No, thank you. I rather have the drops that activates it for 9 hours.
Yes,
9 hours.
yes,
So pick your poison. And this is not poison, like you said, this is a God given thing. It comes from the ground, it's natural, organic, and wow, it's just unbelievable.
and when you activate the vagus nerve that controls 1,100 things, can you imagine what 1,100 things? that's why you notice sleep right away,
Yeah.
usually. The first
Yeah.
thing you notice is the sleep. My husband wakes up every morning and says, wow, I slept so good.
Well, my
In fact,
husband, yeah, my husband used to,
oh,
let me give
I'm
his
sorry.
briefly. No, I'm sorry, Terry. Like his, when he got on it for basically the blood pressure, but he used to wake up 3, 4 times a night. And now he doesn't after being on the drops. He's been on the drops maybe since June or July. And his blood pressure, like I said, was pretty high and it's gotten down, like
Yeah,
considerably down. And he's like, oh, good. I don't have to go on medication, which he didn't want because we know that, you go to the office and they give you like you said, they treat the symptoms, not the source. And we're actually helping the source treat the symptoms. And that's what it's supposed to be.
right.
And, but you go to the doctor's office and they give you a pill, and then you go back and you go, this pill is making me crazy or doing this. Okay, here, take this other pill to counteract that one. And then that one does something else, and you go back and, like Leanna, soon enough, you're on 12 different medications and you're worse than when you started.
And you know what's amazing is so many people will naturally go to a medical doctor instead of going to a holistic doctor first or a holistic person first to try to do
Yep.
the natural things first.
Yep.
I thank
Yep.
God I've always gone to the holistic person, not the medical doctor. I
Me
have never
too. Yeah.
colonoscopy and I don't plan to. I
Yeah.
do thermal imaging for my breast instead of the mammograms. I don't like to be smashed in the machine. There's alternatives to the things,
Yes.
okay? And your husband is also in business for himself, right?
Yes.
And so is mine. And when you're in a service business where you have to deal with drivers and all the things, it makes you, it could probably raise the blood pressure and all the things. So I can tell you, my husband sleeps better. He's not as um, wound up tight as he used to be. He's calmer when he's on the phone with these drivers.
Yeah.
Uh, he's got restless leg really, really bad.
Wow. Well, James,
Um,
come to think of it, now that you said that, I think he had that too, and he hasn't complained about it in such a long time. Like
yeah,
you said, we need to write down our symptoms before we start them because we don't even know a lot of the things that it's helping
right, right.
until somebody mentions it, like the floaters. I didn't even realize that until this past week when somebody mentioned, I don't have floaters, and I go, wait a minute, I don't have
Yeah,
floaters either anymore.
yeah. So when you activate the vagus nerve that controls 1,100 things, then you get your foundation
Yeah,
balanced out where your body can do what God designed it to do.
absolutely.
When these
Yes,
things start happening, that's why we say we don't make any medical claims,
that's
but
right.
we can make the claim that this will activate the vagus nerve. There is
Yes,
science for that, and we
yes.
can see that. So,
And we have thousands of testimonials
testimony.
because I'm just blown away at and so happy at all the people that it's helping.
Yeah. So let me recap before we end this. And if anybody would like to know more about the wellness or well, the well part of it, um, either part, there is a winner's circle call that we have on Sunday nights, and we can definitely get you the information. You could be a fly on the wall and just watch the information. And we usually have 3 or 4 testimonials. They're usually new, that it's first time for us to hear them as well. And I'm telling you, have tissue ready because some of these testimonies will move you
Oh
like
yeah.
nothing else. Because when you see somebody with Parkinson's and they are getting relief, you know, it moves you. It's going
Amen.
to. So,
Yeah.
uh, so let's recap. So since you've been on them since May, you have
Yep.
had improvement of sleeping,
Yes.
anxiety, and your
Yes.
hormones are better. And did we
Yes.
cover it all?
And I'm regular.
Oh yeah, regular. Pooping is a big deal, y'all. If you're not pooping, you're holding the toxins in, and
Oh
that's
my
important.
goodness. I was bloated all the time because of it. It was horrible. I was like, why am I so fat? It wasn't that. It was stuck poop.
Yeah. So toxins. So since we mentioned that word, is if you are bloating and all the things, a lot of times that is visceral fat. There's two different
Yes.
fats on our body. So the visceral fat is the dark brown fat that's around our organs of our body that holds the toxins. So when you start this, and you can do this a couple of times a day, once a day is 9 hours, and then 9 hours later you can do another dose if you really want to get it boosted going.
Right.
But it will take care of that visceral fat that holds those toxins. So you'll start going regular because you're evacuating the demons from the
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
Okay. So I call it the demon detox. Okay.
I like that.
Um,
I want to appeal to all my realtor friends also, Terry, because as you know, we have a joke in the industry that we wake up every day unemployed, which is true because we don't have a real job to go to. We're helping people with one of their biggest financial uh, transactions in their lives, most of them. And so when the market shifts and the market's slower, a lot of us are struggling because we don't have enough income. And I know that this is a health company first, but if you want to help other people, this is a great supplement to your income. And I've always said, as a health and wellness person, that you have to have multiple sources of income streams because you can't put all your eggs in one basket. And this is a wonderful company. You get paid well. And most importantly, you're helping people get healthy.
yes. You have purpose and you feel good about yourself and
Yep,
you're making a difference in people's lives. It is
absolutely.
amazing, amazing. I see so many people's stories, some that have amazing stories with what some have done in just their first 30 days or
Yeah.
the first 5.5 months to 8 months, like Miss Leanna is,
Oh my goodness.
enrolled already. And
Yes.
I don't pay for my product anymore, y'all. And I have done other things, but you know what? I have been praying since high school for the right vehicle, and it is come. It just wasn't here yet. But
Yep.
you know what? I don't dismiss any of that stuff I've done prior because it trained me for today. So
Absolutely.
it's, it's amazing what you can do here with, and not only, this is not the only product. There is everything that we have is a natural. We are a marketplace.
Yep.
It's all natural. And the other thing I want to end with before we end this is that we have an amazing product that's going to launch in March when we go to our next momentum
Yeah.
over in St. Joseph, Missouri. And it's not too late for you to jump on board and go with that with us and to get that launch, to see that launched, and to be able to pick up that product there. They said it's going to blow this out of the water, so I don't know
Yep.
how anything else could do it.
I'm
But
excited.
I am so excited for that because it's going to work beautifully with this, and
Yes.
I can't wait. So thank you all for being here. Thank you, Miss Liza, for
Thank
taking a
you,
little bit of
Terry.
your time
Thank you
here.
so much.
And just know, whoever has invited you to this call, I will post this on YouTube as well. But get back with them. I'm telling you, if you've been praying
Yep.
for the Lord to bring you something for your health and your wealth, you found it right here in one place with Marketplace Global.
This is
Thank
it.
y'all for watching. Thank you, Miss
Thank you,
Liza.
Terry. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.